Dynamic meditation by Dilip. The awareness has different aspects in what it is aware of. One is the world vector set scan. The other is the meaning sense. Yet another is the dynamics of the world scan itself, the ability to view the mathematical artifact underlying reality. The ideal state requires the perception of that which is not of the world mathematical vectors, yet is unveiled on the Adhya Atma or meaning plane as the vectors are held in perception. To do so, dynamically, the association may be observed. When an impulse to engage a vector set alteration movement, engage a vector set view, engage a state of the vector set view, sitting or holding a state, an impulse to dynamically engage both the ideas previously mentioned, or to go beyond the current perception set into a broader view, holding neither of the first two modes, or to collapse project the state in studying it, and so forth. When any of these impulses arises, the vector view holding awareness and the dynamic Adhya-Atma sense holding awareness need to be observed. The Buddhi sense is that which is endowed the ability to study the mathematical sense and the mathematical operations involved in these transformations. It understands the world transformations or the Adhya-Atma transformations. The Buddhi sense need to be amplified by freeing the awareness from the world and Adhya-Atma vector scan senses. The ability to hold the operators, generate the desired view in the Adhya-Atma, and the desired ideal in the world phenomenon vector sets is amplified as the Buddhi studies the operators and the end vectors that are their nature both in the Adhya-Atma and the appeared. The Buddhi, the awareness, is also endowed direct access to that which is the understanding of the mathematical operators of the world machine, the mathematical senses of it, the mathematical artifacts that form the world machine, the way it does or forms transformations on the awareness, and so on. How is the notion of a n-space formed? What are operator impulses involved? What is the underlying? How does the awareness move with the operators? How can awareness disidentify with the operator scan? The way the awareness identifies with it, the ability of the awareness to study the operators themselves and so on, needs to be studied by the faculty of observation that allows observing the aforementioned and greater ideas. In standing or walking, there is also the awareness in which the impulse of action arises, the awareness that holds the vectors in alignment with the impulse. An awareness in the other dynamic that views the vectors, and the awareness that holds the meaning and life sense of it, the Adhya-Atma sense. These are united by observing these dual awareness as they arise and interplay with each other. In perception of the world phenomenon, there is similarly an awareness that holds the vector set perceived and an awareness that holds the interpreted sense in the Adhya-Atma. Awareness of both, and thus the integration of the both is integration that could be described as Dvandva Yoga, the union of the dual as one. The N-conjugate world DNA-generated vector pairs that appear as a chevron and the operations generating intensity perception on the void, the zeroth order zero, the starting point of mathematical action, operations, is the world phenomenon. Thus use the breath, the perception of the mathematical scan in the void of space, to make the body disappear into the blissful void. Abide in the blissful void sense of Zen, and in the underlying blissful silver beyond. Study the possibilities and potentialities of integration and non-integration with the silver beyond, abiding in the zero. Abide in the beyond number transformation mathematical and observe the world phenomenon, observe the potentialities of absorbing the awareness thereto, observe the potentialities of abiding the zero void and observing the beyond mathematical, and so on.